We're so glad you're spending time with us today. Your support is always appreciated at CSL. Remember, there are several ways to give. As you watch today's service, you can click the donate button right here on Facebook or donate on our homepage, cslftl.org. There's also a regular giving program called TPL where you can set up a monthly contribution. You'll find the details on our website, cslftl.org. Here's a great way to stay in touch with CSL, Center for Spiritual Living. It's our brand new app available in the App Store under Center for Spiritual Living, FL, that's Florida. Make sure to say hello to everyone today in the comments section and let us know your thoughts. We're so glad you're here.
Good morning, CSL. Let's all stand up and make a joyful noise. Happy Easter. Come on. We have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the room with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place. Raise the room with shouts of praise. Spirit is in this place. Yes.
Good morning, CSL family. I'm Jeannie Looper-Smith, and I absolutely love welcoming you to Center for Spiritual Living on Easter Sunday. If it's your first time here with us, or you've already decided we're your favorite peeps, we are so happy to have you with us. You could be off having early brunch somewhere, but instead chosen to have CSL soul food this morning with magnificent music and a mesmerizing message. Whether you're here wearing an elegant or a flamboyant Easter bonnet for the contest, or you're at home in your bunny slippers, you are dressed perfectly and warmly welcomed. If you watch from home, you can now see us on 3 platforms: Facebook Live, YouTube, and CSLFTL.org. Yes, you have choices. I may be hatless, but I'm not clueless about this spiritual community and what it offers. I've been a part of this community of love for more than 5 years, and I have found new life, spiritual growth, and healing, and a powerful teaching about who God is and who we are. If you are a first-time guest in the room or online, we hope that you will find what you're looking for here too. And first-time guests in the room with us, we have a gift for you. If you will stand or raise your hand, and our ushers will deliver a gift of mala beads to acknowledge your courage in trying out a new spiritual community. You can wear these at home or out, and I'm telling you, you will look particularly spiritual and cool, or you can use them in your meditation practice. If you're with us online, let us know that, and we will reach out to you. And go to CSLFTL.org and take a virtual CSL open house to see what we're all about. While you're there, sign up for our monthly newsletter to be in the CSL know. At Center for Spiritual Living, we have an intention statement that beautifully encapsulates what we prize and value. So we'll stand and say it together, and then greet one another with a hug or a handshake or a happy Easter or a hey, that's close enough. Whatever feels comfortable to you and the people you're greeting. Spoiler alert, if you love the greeting time, sorry, it's just a minute. If you don't love the greeting time, sorry, it's just a minute. So let's stand, CSL, you already are, and say together, who are we? We are a loving and diverse spiritual community dedicated to personal growth, healing, and service. Happy Easter, CSL family.
I am nowhere close to a perfect man, and it takes a supernatural love to even understand that beyond the walls, behind the mask and confident smile, was a broken man trying to grow up and make life worthwhile. And I know there were times that you probably shouldn't, but I thank you for always loving me. And I know anyone else, they probably wouldn't, so I thank you for always loving me. Now I know there are days when I look at myself, I felt like less of a person compared to everyone else. What about this flaw? Too big, too small, can I exchange? And trying to make up for where I fell short and let love sense away. When I look in the mirror and don't like what I see, I just thank you for always loving me. And I know I get bad, but wait patiently. And I thank you for always loving me. Oh, I thank you for always loving me. I just want to thank you for always loving me. So you just keep loving me. Say with me, loving me. You just keep loving me, oh, loving me. And you don't let go, you just keep loving me, loving me. I just want to thank you for always loving me. Though I know I don't have everything that it takes, you keep loving me. And regardless of every mistake that I make, you keep loving me. And it probably don't matter what I do or say, you keep loving me. Whoa, even with mistakes that I make, you keep loving me. You just keep loving me. You just keep loving me, oh, loving me. Just thank you for always loving me. I just want to thank you for always loving me.
Wow, I think he's getting better. I don't know. What do you think? Wow, amazing. Happy Easter, Passover, and Ramadan. Yeah. And guess what? Here at CSL, we have 7 core values. And they are love, healing, oneness, abundance, spiritual growth, service, and diversity. And guess what we're talking about today? Diversity. How amazing and divinely orchestrated did all these celebrations drop on the day that I get to speak about diversity? You know, over the weekend, Good Friday happened, Passover was beginning, Ramadan was happening, and in Jerusalem, a holy city for most of those who are following some religious experience, there were no less than 200 violent attacks between Muslims, Christians, and Jews. And believe it or not, that is a form of diversity. It might be a lower form of diversity, but it's diversity because diversity means different. It means a variety. What was missing was inclusivity. See, we can't really have a full conversation using the word solely diversity without inclusivity. Inclusivity means that everyone's welcome. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter who you love. You're just welcome at this table, and I'm here to have a conversation with you. You know, I remember a great teacher once said, if you want a resurrection, something has to die. As we are celebrating a resurrection day, what are we willing to let die? If we want to resurrect peace, we must allow this conversation of war to die. If we want to resurrect self-love, we must allow this conversation of self-hate to die. If we want a community that works for everyone, we must release this need to be right, my side, your side. We're talking about inclusivity here. So as we're resurrecting and celebrating new life and we're birthing a new creation story, today I want you to think about what you're willing to let die so everyone can come in here and celebrate. No matter who you are, no matter what you love, no matter what you do. This is a time that we get to create a new story, CSL. Today, our core value is diversity and inclusivity.
Once again, good morning, CSL. And also, welcome back, Maylene.
Hey guys, happy Easter.
And we also have a very special guest musician today. Please make welcome once again. He was here a few weeks ago, Charlie Arbeles.
Shattered, but I'm not broken. Wounded, but time will heal. Heavy, the load, the cross I bear. Lonely, the road I trod, I dare. Shaken, but here I stand. Weary, still I press on. Long are the nights, the tears I cried. Dark are the days, no sun in the sky. Yet still I rise, never to give up, never to give in against all odds. Yet still I rise high above the clouds. At times I feel low, yet still I rise. Sometimes I'm, but not in despair. Struggling, I make my way through. Trials, they come to make me strong. I must endure, I must hold on. Yet still I rise, never to give up, and never to give in against all above all my problems, above all my eyes can see. Knowing God is able to strengthen me, to strengthen me. Yet still I rise, never to give up, oh, never to give in against all odds. Yet still I rise high above the clouds. At times I feel low, yet still I need to know which way to go, yet still at times I feel low, yet still rise, I
Good morning, CSL. I have brought the Holy Easter Scepter. I heard this is what you do in traditional churches. It's a holy relic, in case you're wondering. I'll let you touch it later after the service. Good morning, CSL. And good morning to those of you who are watching online. Happy Passover, happy Ramadan, happy Easter. If this is your first time here and you woke up this morning and you said, I'm going to go to the Center for Spiritual Living because I'm willing to bet they have a traditional Easter service there. Sorry, not so much. If it's tradition you want, you have probably come to the wrong. You got me right now? This is the great thing that I like so much about CSL. We're not a religion, we are a spiritual practice. We don't have a dogma, we don't have rules that you have to follow to get to heaven, which is your highest good. We're a group of spiritual seekers and truth students. So that means there are as many paths to God, to the greater good, as there are people on the planet at any moment. That means there is not one way to get to heaven. There are literally billions, and we each have to travel our own path. We have to take our own journey back to and to return to love. But if you feel like you need to say something to tell your friends about your first visit here, then try this. At CSL, love is our religion and kindness is our doctrine. Yeah. Do I hear an amen, y'all? Amen, y'all. I want to start this morning by introducing you to a young lady who actually practices our teaching, someone who had the courage to listen to the call of spirit, that call that we all really try not to hear, the call that says, what is mine to do in the world? What can I do to make this world a better place? She is a long-term member of CSL. It's been here longer than I have in Fort Lauderdale. She's a Ukrainian who's just returned from Poland with a story to tell. Will you help me welcome to the CSL stage, Elena Wines. It's a little overwhelming, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
thank you for a young lady introduction. That was nice.
So Elena came to class. I'm doing this prosperity class last month, and we talked about, living a life that's fuller and richer, and doing something that you're called to do in the world that Spirit might be calling you to do. And after the first class, you came up to me and you said, I'm having a tough time. And this is when the war just started in Ukraine. She says, I'm angry, and I'm having trouble working, I'm having trouble sleeping, and I don't know what to do. Can you help me? And I said, well, I don't know how you feel. First of all, let me just say, I don't know how it feels to have my home country invaded. But I do know this. There's something within you that is yours to do. And she says, but I'm so angry. And I said, here's the other thing. Do not let Putin control your thoughts. Do not allow what he is doing to others infect and affect you. Find a way to bring peace to your heart and your soul without suggesting anything about him, and listen to the call of Spirit. So then what happened is, the next week, she comes up to me and she says, I've rented a house and I'm going to Poland. I said, I didn't say to listen that much. So tell me what happened after that.
So on March 1st was the first class when we had that conversation, and my family will tell you, and to say I was a mess, to say nothing, was an emotional roller coaster, and was trying to understand my place in this new reality. What do I feel? What do I do? Luckily, my company support me, let me take some time off, but all I was doing is just scrolling through the news and not even being nice to my family that was there in Ukraine because I couldn't control my own emotions. And
So your sister and your mother were still in Ukraine.
so my mother is actually here today.
You brought her home. You stand up.
And my sister and her family, they're still in Ukraine. They're in a little bit of a safer place of Ukraine, if you can say it nowadays. What did you ask me?
You answered it. Right before you left, you went to the doctor
Oh,
and something happened.
oh, we did that story. So, on the background of everything is, so I actually had to deal with something. It's not a story of illness and disease. I know nobody wants to hear that, but there's a seed that I wanted to share with Dr. Chris. And so I did my routine exam and routine mammo, and when you're there for an ultrasound, you just know what's going on. So I did know, and I woke out and cried my eyes out, knew something's happening, but what I was telling to myself, I have no time for cancer right now. I have other things to do. So I left, boarded that plane, and I left to Poland without knowing what exactly is going on, but knowing that I had to come back to something. So, like Dr. Chris said, I've been here for a while, and what I know is that it's easy to get screwed up, but it's as easy to get unscrewed. So I did a little bit of self-talk, and if you don't know, there's a book by Louise Hay, You Can Heal Your Life. I'm a big fan of it. So every time somebody tells me about something medical, I go to this book, look at their affirmations. So this time it was my time, and that's what I was doing. And when I was there in Poland, I had a chance to talk to my doctor. He wanted me to see a surgeon and all that. I knew that's what I was coming back to. So, but when I was finally back and doing the practice there, and all the results were showing one thing, but when I came back, actually, there was nothing to do the biopsy on. So,
Healing.
yeah, thank you. So work with yourself, that's the message.
All right, we're done. Goodbye. So you decided that you did an Airbnb, you rented a big house in Warsaw, and you wanted to open it up to refugees coming across the border. And you paid for it through a GoFundMe account. You shared the information with us. We shared it with everybody here, and people were so generous. You brought in what?
We got over $14,000.
$14,000.
And And I want to say I'm very grateful for every dollar you shared and for every word of support you shared. What it meant, I can't explain. And feeling this wall of support behind my back, it's like not just generational support that you feel when you sometimes do your practices, but to feel each of you there, being there, it meant more than you can imagine. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And your work continues.
We cannot physically be there, and it's a different energy you bring when you're actually there with people, touching people, making food for them, and provide for their needs. But we do want to find ways to continue right now. Yeah, we're looking for another house, which is extremely difficult to find any piece of property right now in Poland. But we partnered with our Airbnb host. They're very supportive, and that's what we're looking for right now to keep the mission going.
Thank you for hearing the call of Spirit. Thank you for the work that you did in the world. Thank you for the personal sacrifices you made. And thank you, CSL, for supporting her.
Thank you, CSL. Thank you, Dr. Chris.
I've been a minister for 32 years, literally half of my life. And yet, throughout my entire career, people have looked at me and asked the same question: how did you become a minister? Because you sure don't look like one, and you certainly don't act like one. Well, the answer can be found in the movie Amadeus, where Mozart's nemesis, the great composer Salieri, looks up in the sky and asks God, why did you put that amazing talent in such an obnoxious little man with an annoying personality? It would have been much better placed in someone much more sophisticated. And that's my story, and it's true for me as well. Perhaps my personality wasn't well suited for the profession that chose me. I didn't choose it. Becoming a minister for me was like stepping on the end of a rake, because I was immediately confronted with all of my own personal limitations and inadequacies. I had to face and stare down an awful lot of fear to be the man that stands on the faith I stand on today in front of you. Let's just say there were a lot of personal adjustments that needed to be made in order for me to be in this profession. Personal adjustments. The truth is, when I came into this teaching, I never intended to be a minister. I never wanted to be a minister. I came into it for a selfish motivation. Like most people do, I just wanted to get more out of life. I wanted more money. I wanted a better job. I wanted a date on Saturday night. And so I dived into this teaching, and I took every class, and I came to every service, and I was immediately attracted to the idea of a universe that is receptive to your thought, and a God that actually wanted to co-create a partnership with life. So I learned to pray, but not just to pray, but to pray like she prayed, effectively and affirmatively, to set an intention in mind and then watch it unfold in reality. And I loved it here. And it was fabulous to be able to manifest the things that you wanted in your life. Everything in my life began to change. My income doubled in a year. It doubled again the next year. I was liking myself more. I had better friends. I had dates on Saturday night. They were lining up, brother. I'm just saying. I was getting everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. My cup was running over. And then one day, I realized something very profound. the more I could have, the less I wanted. You know, there's an irony on the road to enlightenment. When you're needy and very fearful, you can't get enough of everything good. It's like pouring water in a bucket with a hole in it. You just want more and more and more. But when you start to really understand the depth of the love the universe has for you, your desire and your neediness just disappear. The paradox is the more you can have, the less you really want. And when you know you can have it all, you just don't need it anymore. And when that happened to me, at that point, I remember distinctly when it happened. I was sitting in a class, and something came over me. My prayers started to change. Instead of the spiritually immature prayers that I had been praying, what I call the give me prayers, that the whole world is praying, God, give me more money. God, give me a healing. God, give me a job. God, fix this, do this, give me. I stopped all of those prayers. And I prayed a more humble prayer. The one I strongly recommend that you do not pray unless you are willing to give your life over to a higher purpose than your own damned convenience. And the prayer was this: God, use me as your instrument for good in this world. And with that prayer came my own personal commitment to go wherever I needed to go, to do whatever I needed to do, to take on whatever I needed to take on, and to release and let go of whatever I needed to let go of, to be an open and unobstructed instrument for the divine. Don't do it. Don't pray that prayer. I warn you. Because the universe will take you seriously and begin to act, and it will call on you to make huge personal sacrifices. It will disrupt your life. It will disregard your conveniences. You might end up on an airplane on your way to Warsaw, Poland, to help Ukrainian refugees like Elena. Or you might end up like me, having spent literally half of your life working to buoy your own spirit daily so that others can be lifted up as well. You might, like me, have to face a serious health challenge. You might, like me, have to let go of your victim consciousness forever and really stop blaming everybody else for your problems. You might have people mistreat you or misunderstand you, and some be so jealous of what you've created and the power you stand on that they work to deconstruct it. But you might also find your bliss. You might also change the world, heal a life, and fulfill your soul's only true assignment here, which is to leave this world better than you found it when you got here. Joseph Campbell said, "Go where your body and soul want to go. Follow your bliss." The personal sacrifices you have to make if you're going to do that, if you're going to follow your bliss, the highest idea of what you have for your life, the personal sacrifices you're going to have to make are way too scary for most people, and the personal growth that's required is overwhelming. Because when you are following the highest idea of what Spirit wants to be in this world as you, there is no rest. There's no place to just, I'm just going to coast for a while. It requires constant growth and never-ending self-examination. And you know what? Inherently, I think we all know that. We know that. We know it's going to take more from us than we're willing to give. And that's why we try not. We try not to hear the call. We pretend we're not hearing. We pretend to not listen to that annoying little voice inside every soul that God has created that says, you can do better than this. You know you can do better than this. Why are you accepting so much less than what your heart truly desires? Why are you settling? So we don't listen, and we go to our little jobs, and we rationalize our boredom with minuscule compensations like, I got a 401k, and 2 weeks paid vacation. Oh, gee. And we stay in relationships that have long lost their luster and lay next to somebody that we stopped loving a long time ago because we think it's safe to do that. And I don't think we do this because we're afraid of failure. I think we do it because we're afraid of our genius. We're afraid of our power. We're afraid of our greatness. We're afraid if we let go of what God could do through us. Our dreams of a bigger life scare the living hell out of us. Something in us knows we're going to have to give up our littleness, our little excuses and our little diseases and our little limitations. So we just cling to all of that and sell our souls to mediocrity and get in line with the rest of the world. And yet those who've taken the other path and followed their bliss and the greatest idea they have in their mind will tell you the rewards are far greater than anything you would have to personally sacrifice. What you become in the midst of it is something the world envies. From Jesus to Oprah, their message is identical. Jesus said, the things I do are nothing compared to what you're going to do. And Oprah said, the biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. Yeah. I know what you're thinking. I do. I can look out at you. I know what you're thinking. If you're here for the first time, you're thinking, good Lord, Mabel, we're halfway through the lesson at least, and he hasn't even said anything about Jesus. 32 Easter services. Just so you know, the Easter story is not unique. The story of one person making personal sacrifices so others can live better is a reoccurring theme in every culture around the world. They all have a story. And of course, here in Western culture, our story is correct and all the other ones are mythology. Our story in Western culture shows up as Jesus, who comes from pure birth and then dies to save others. But there's another story I want to share with you this morning, and it's more local to this continent. It comes from the Algonquin tribe of Native Americans, who were wanderers on the plains and hunters. They couldn't stay in one place for very long because as soon as the buffalo were all killed and eaten up, they had to move on. So they had this nomadic lifestyle. And the story in the tribe goes that a young boy became concerned about this because his father was reaching an advanced age. And he wasn't going to be able to handle this nomadic lifestyle, picking up everything and just moving away. So one night the boy has a vision. And in his vision, another young man appears to him with these giant green plumes on his head. And he invites the boy to wrestle in this vision. And so they wrestle, and the young man with the giant green plumes wins. And this goes on night after night after night in his vision, and he defeats him every single time. Finally, one night, he says, "Tonight you will win. And when you do, you must kill me. And you must take care of the place where you bury me." And so he does. And out of that place where he was buried grew the very first corn stalk in America, which to this day still has the large green plumes. So the boy goes to his father, and he says, "We don't have to hunt anymore. We don't have to roam. We can stay here and grow our own food." The stories of one person sacrificing their life so that others can live more abundantly is in every culture across the globe. The stories may change depending upon the tribe or the place, but the message is the same. You must lose your life in order to find your life. Something in you must be sacrificed and die in order for you to live more abundantly. These are not stories about other people. They're stories about you. To understand the true meaning of all of these mystical stories, you have to cast yourself as the central character. You are Jesus on the cross, losing your human self, giving way of your divinity. You are the young man wrestling with what doesn't work anymore, losing yourself so something new and unknown currently can be born in you. Here's the golden truth you came here today to hear. You're struggling with something. You're struggling with something in your life, all of you. And I'm willing to bet that what you're struggling the most with right now isn't coming from the new thing that's being born in you. It's not coming from that brand new idea that you want to manifest and bring into form. I'm willing to bet that your struggle is coming from desperately trying to keep something alive that you should have let die a long time ago. What dead horse do you keep trying to revive? What door do you keep knocking on that has never opened? What loss do you keep mourning over and over and over again that is preventing you from moving on with your life? What are you afraid will happen if you really listened to Spirit? Nothing you lose along the way, if you are brave enough and courageous enough to listen to that voice and follow the call to greatness, nothing you lose along the way is worth anything. And everything you gain is eternal and priceless. The things you have to sacrifice on the road to your dreams are tiny little fragments compared to the enormous good that is just ahead for you. Just ask Elena. She'll tell you. What she received personally from helping Ukrainian refugees far exceeded any personal sacrifice she had to make. So have a little faith, my friends. What you have inside of you is far more powerful and greater than anything you could possibly imagine. What you have inside of you is the energy of life. It's the God of the universe. It's a love that's so powerful it can heal anything just like that. It's life. And your greater good always lies ahead of you. It's out there, just beyond your fears, just on the other side of them. And so ends the lesson. Thank you. I will tell you, walking in the door of a Center for Spiritual Living saved my life. It wasn't just a call to ministry, it was a call to wellness. This community, this teaching had immense value to me. And if it has value to you, assess that value now. This is our offering time. It's a time where you get to share what you receive with your spiritual community. We've made it so easy for you to do so. On the Facebook live stream, there is no longer a donate button. That's been removed. But you can go and you can download the CSL app. You can give there. You can give at cslftl.org. There are many places where you can share your good with CSL. I want to issue a special thank you, and thank you, God, for all of our TPL members. People like you who've committed a certain amount each week, each month to support this spiritual community of love. Thank you to our TPL members. If you want to know more information about getting or being a TPL member, you can ask somebody in the lobby after the service. Whatever you give here, whatever you give is your own personal contribution. And know this, it is impossible for you to give and not receive. So let what you give here return back to your life abundantly multiplied. And so it is.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need.
I love your story, Elena, about the healing. You know, something fascinating happens in our minds and in our bodies when we give our attention to wholeness and wellness. Something happens to our hearts that are broken when we turn to love instead. Something happens when we start to look at how abundant life is instead of how we're running out. A shift happens. The universe and all its power goes to wherever you set your attention, wherever you focus your life. Let's focus on that which lives inside of us. Let's close our eyes to outward appearances. Let's not judge by the way things look on the outside. Let's go within where energy lies, where power lies, where truth and love reside.
I breathe out. I breathe in. I am still. I go within. When I quiet my mind, in the stillness I find. Spirit meets me there. Spirit meets me there.
I don't want to struggle anymore. I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about religion. I just want to love. And know that I'm valuable enough to be loved in return. I just want to pursue the most creative ideas I have in my mind. I just want to live and live well every day. My desire is matched by the power of the universe. My desire is one with God's desire. The universe is interested in its own expression of love and joy and ease and peace and prosperity and wholeness and wellness and goodness only. So today I surrender my objections. I surrender my excuses. I let go of my stories of lack and limitation. I let it all die. And allow something new to rise up within me that's familiar to me, that I haven't seen in a long time. Let that power rise. Let that love come forward. I call forth that greatness, that courage, that life I've dreamt I could live. I take a moment to rest in that power, in that stillness, and feel its presence in my body, my spirit, my soul, and in this room. Be still. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is your life now. It is.
I breathe out, I breathe in, I am still, I go within. When I quiet my mind, in the stillness I find. Spirit meets me there. Spirit meets me there. If I could reach the stars, pull one down for you, shine it so you could see the truth that this love I have inside is everything it seems. But for now I find it's only in my dreams that I can change the world. I would be a sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Maybe if I could change the world. All right, guys. If I could be king, even for a day, I'd take you as my queen. I'd have it no other way. Then our love would rule in this kingdom that we have made. Till then I'll be a fool, just wishing for the day that I can change the world. Come on. I would be a sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Maybe if I could change the world. Maybe if I could change the world. All right, guys, let's get a hand clap for everybody. Come on. Here we go. If I could change the world, I would be a sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good. Maybe if I could change the world. Maybe if I could change the world. Maybe if I could change the world. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh, I love CSL. What a wonderful place. Yeah. And if you are visiting here for the very first time, I hope you love us too. We will love you until you love yourself. How's that? If you are facing a challenge in your life, like I was when I walked in the doors of a CSL for the very first time, we got you covered. We got you covered today. We have prayer practitioners, professional prayer practitioners, will be on that back wall to do prayer work with you right after this service. Of course, you can call the 24-hour prayer line any time of day or night. Sometimes in the middle of the night, you're like, I need a positive thought. Call 954-990-5625. You can get all this information on your CSL app. Press the prayer button right there. And all the information about all of our events. And speaking of events, we got a lot going on here at CSL. I love it that we have a community that involves children. We got a lot of kids, and more kids are coming back. So our youth center, we're doing a play called Spotlight on Spirit. I know that you've heard about it. There's people here that are participating in it. Saturday, May 14th. You can buy your tickets. All of the money and proceeds go to support the youth department. So support our kids. Yeah. Don't turn around, but there's a bunny making his way to the door. Don't look now. Pretend like you don't see. Okay. So we have a wonderful workshop that's also coming up called Your Purpose, Your Path workshop by Norby. It's this Wednesday at 7 p.m. If you've been watching social media, we've been putting a lot out on that. Norby's a brilliant teacher, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. So this Wednesday, 7 p.m., check that out on the app. There is also a life visioning course that Reverend Skip is going to be doing, and there's a short little clip video here somewhere. There.
Hey there, it's Rev Skip, and I want to invite you to our summer series of mindfulness. On Wednesdays from 7 to 9, we're going to do a deep dive into spiritual practices for the transformation of your life. Starting May 4th, Wednesday from 7 to 9, we are studying the life visioning process from Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith. The next month, that's June, we're going to do a deep dive into meditation. July, we're going to be talking about prayer as a way of life. And then in August, we're going to end our series with something very, very special. Each class is $99, and it's going to be a priceless experience. Join us here in person, here at Center for Spiritual Living, or via Zoom. For more information, head over to our website or the app, CSLFTL.org. Hey, book your tickets today for the life visioning process. I'm teaching it, and I promise it will not be boring. Till then, peace and blessings.
I love that shirt. You should see that man's closet. He's got some clothes. Reverend Skip is busy here. He also is doing an Essential Healing Day retreat, which is May 7th. So look at the app, see which things fit who you are and what you want to do with your life. We're all about spiritual growth here. It's one of our core values. So we're a continuing education, life learners here at CSL. And now, I think the bunny's coming forward, and Reverend Skip's going to help with our Easter bonnet contest. So here comes Peter Cottontail. And there he is. Aw, you little bunny. So if you wore a bonnet today and you would like to participate in our Easter bonnet contest, please come to the stage now. Ladies, gentlemen, whatever it is, if you want to come forward, come on up. And stand by the bunny. Come over here.
Come on up, come up to the stage. Hello, 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 welcome.
Come on up.
There we go.
The winner's going to win by applause. We have a $100 gift card for the winner. That's pretty exciting, y'all.
Come on, right through.
Okay. Those are our participants. Skip.
So these are our entries, and I think we have a dual entry here. They told me they were coming together. So by applause, let me know which one you love. And let's start off with our two Easter fellas here. Yes, I love that. All right, and moving down the line here. And then representing the practitioner corps right here, I think we have a winner.
Who's the winner?
I think we have a winner right here. But no one goes home empty-handed at all. So we have a gift card for you, and we have gifts for both of you. Well, not the whole thing. Just take one. Don't take the whole thing.
He believes in abundance. Take the whole thing.
Take the whole thing. Everyone, please give him some love. Thank you so much, Easter. Love Easter here.
So, thank you for...
Oh.
I would like to give this to Elena.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's beautiful. Wow. Oh. Thank you. Thank you, darling.
We close. Bye, Bunny. Hop away. We have a wonderful Easter program for the kids right after the service. We close our service every week with an affirmation card, and yours is exactly like mine, and it says this. Would you say it aloud with me, please? Today I birth a new creation story, and it is glorious. I am one with all things, and life is good, and so it is. Let's know this together, that we are in the presence of a love that knows no end, a power that has no limit or condition, and we are in that presence every single day we are alive. We were born into it. It is the power that heals all things. It is the love that smooths away all problems, all issues. It is the God of the universe, the good in your heart, the love in your mind. It is good, and we've got it right here, right now. We have the courage and we have the faith to let go of anything that obstructs love in our lives. We have the courage and the faith to let go of our littleness and our little excuses, and we can face the greatness that lives inside of us today. We can become what God designed us to be. We can leave the world better than we found it, and by God, we're going to do it.
Yes.
And so it is.
And so it is. Amen.
We'll see you again next week, CSL, on live stream. We're going to sing our closing song. I'm not going to sing it, but you're going to sing it.
This is my wish for the world, that peace would find its way to every boy and girl. This is the time for harmony. Let love be the song that everybody sings. Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth. Peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. Peace on earth. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. Peace on earth. Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth. Peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Happy Easter, CSL. Happy Easter. Happy
Thanks for taking part in today's live stream on Facebook. Your participation means so much to us. Remember, there are several ways to give. Click the donate button here on Facebook or donate on our homepage, cslftl.org. There's also a regular giving program called TPL where you can set up a monthly contribution. You'll find the details on our website, cslftl.org. Here's a great way to stay in touch with CSL, Center for Spiritual Living. It's our brand new app available in the App Store under Center for Spiritual Living, FL, that's Florida. Please stay in touch, and thanks again for participating in our live stream. We'll see you soon.